Hi and welcome. I'm John and this is Unique Gaming Terrain. Guys, welcome back. For everyone that's new, this is the Monday painting video. What is the Monday painting video and what's it all about? Well, the Monday painting video is a painting video, but it's the model or models in question are voted on by you guys, my viewers. So from last week's Weekly Wednesday, which is a weekly Q&A, I show you guys a host of models and you guys vote on what you want me to paint for Monday's painting video. So for all my regulars here, guys, if you would love, thank you very much. I'll see you in a second. Right, so before I get into the model we're painting today, those of you who don't know what this model is, this is Lionel Jonson, the Primarch of the Dark Angel Space Marine chapter. Before I get into that, there's been a technical difficulty here. The power went for maybe a second or so. It came back on, and for some reason everything's only half power. So the lights here are really dim. I have this light here, this one, this old one I have on here, it's on a low charge, but it gives off a bright light. But I'm going to turn this off for a second, and you can see the other light that should be as bright as this. You see how it goes? That's brightness. That's without the one that's next to me. So even like the cooker in the house, turn it on to make some food and it's coming on, but just it's not heating up as quick as it should be, or hitting the temperature or nothing like that. So this video is supposed to be going up Monday today. Depending on what goes on with the lighting and the electricity, it might only go up tomorrow. Okay, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know, but I'm going to try the best I can, because I don't want to be come tomorrow and be stuck with a huge task to do with little time. Right, so those who don't know, this is Lionel Jonson. I did a Let's Build video on him a while back, so if you haven't seen that, go and check that out, guys, because it's absolutely fantastic beast of a model. The detail it is just absolutely, look at the shield, absolutely fantastic. Now hopefully I can get this model painted up with this light. It's difficult for me to see it, but hopefully it doesn't go too bad on the camera. So the first colour I think I'm going to start with, I'm going to set my wet palette up. Actually, I'm going to set my wet palette up, then I'm going to come back to you again, guys. Right, so I put some steelers and drab on the gravel, as you can see. And I tell you what, doing that, I'm not going to be able to paint this guy in this light. But I'm going to get some base colours on, so I'm already ahead of myself. But I've got the wet palette set up. So I'd run you through it. I have some Euphon Grey, White Scars, Corn Red, Lothern Blue, Retributive Armour, and Lead Belcher. Now, yes, I am going to be painting him in my chapter colours. There's not much armour that's going to be in the chapter colours, but there's going to be enough for me to do it. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come in with some Euphon Grey, and I'm going to pick out, I'm going to do things like his cloak, because there's a special plan for this. So I'm going to get all this bit with the Euphon Grey. As soon as I saw this model, I knew exactly what way I was going to do his cloak, and that's why I went for the hooded helmet. I'm going to paint the watches in the dark with Euphon Grey, so I can come in with another little colour for them. I'm going to do the stonework on here, on his base, yeah? But I'm not going to get the Imperial signals, I'm going to get the rest of the stonework. It's so difficult to see what I'm doing. But this is not, it's not just our house. Lionel came up from his workshop early, because there's the same things happening down there. There's very little to no power. And he has a joinery where he does timber, works with timber, cutting timber and making doors and windows and all sort of stuff. So I know it's not our house, it's just probably the grid that we're on. So anyway, I'm going to go off camera. So I'm going to do this. The plan for now is to get as many base colours down as possible that I can, and then hopefully if it comes back on the next hour or so, then I'll come back and crack on. If not, then it'll be as soon as the power's back to a reasonable level where I can see what I'm doing, because otherwise it's so difficult to see. And you guys, when the power does come back on, you guys see this and then see how bright it is afterwards. Go, oh, okay. I guess now I can see what he's talking about, how dark it is and everything else. But anyway, I'm going to get the base colours on this guy, the Euphra and Grey, and I'll come back to you again. Right, it's not the best coat of Euphra and Grey I've ever done, but I've got the base coat on now. I'm not going to get much of detail on today because I just don't think this power's going to come back on. But if it does, we'll get on with it. So now we're going to go with some lead belcher. And I've watered it down. So I'm going to get as much as I can at the top here. And then just thin off to what's left. So it gives you a darker edge of the sword. I don't know what else I should be doing silver for the minute because I just can't really see in this light. Don't know what I forgot. With the Euphra and Grey, it's just to come in and get the rest of this stonework. So hard to see what I'm doing. This is dedication to the craft. I'm actually just trying to carry on, get as much base colours done as we can. So then, when we can go for business, where's that piece that I'm looking at? Is that roll to me? When we can go back to business, it's literally just the way we go. I can't even go in there to the base because I can't see it exactly. I'll leave that for a minute. This is a big case of Euphra and Grey at the top, it's not a problem. Now I'm going to come with some corn red. I'm going to pick out all this side of the armour because that is my Space Marine chapter colours. He's got all these little rivets on his armour as well. I don't want to get those if I can help it. Actually, no, it doesn't matter because the gold over the top of that is going to really, the red really makes it pop out anyway. Pop away and just. So I'm going to get this corn red. I'll do the rest of the corn red on him and I'm going to come at you again. Right, so I'm going to have to call that for now because I'm finding it more and more difficult to actually see what I'm doing. Look at the hood. I caught the hood with the red. I couldn't I couldn't pick it out too much. It's got really dull and dark in here as well, so I don't know what's to go on there. If the power comes back in the next hour or so, I'll crack back on. If not, I've made a start, and tomorrow being Tuesday, hopefully all the power's sorted out. I can just literally come in and just steam on it. So worst case scenario for you guys, it'll be Wednesday morning this goes up. Best case it'll be tomorrow. Well, best case it'll be today. But if not today, it'll go up tomorrow. Worst case scenario will be Wednesday morning. I can't do nothing about that, I'm afraid. It's just absolute. This is what it's like when without this LED light next to me. That's dark as anything. I can actually see the model more clearer in the camera than I can actually with my own eyes looking at it. But this LED light has less power, draws less power than everything else. That's even bizarre. Anyway, guys, I'll back to you in a bit. Right, so that's better. So this is the following day. This is Tuesday now. It's a pain in the ass, I know, but this is Tuesday. You can already see it's a lot brighter. Now the big light that wasn't working was actually because of the power problem. Now what happened was the power went for a second, came back, but everything was only on half sort of power. The big light wasn't coming on at all. even the lights in the workshop itself was all dull and dim. The light over in the background over that way was just like an orangey colour. The lights in the house were like an orangey colour. Put the kettle, the cooker on, the lights come on, the ring starts to heat up and just stays at a very, like, it's warmer than, you know, it's getting some sort of heat, but nothing too serious. And then what happened a few hours later, I think literally maybe an hour after I decided to stop filming for the day, the power went totally and didn't come back until 10:15 last night. So what I have to do now is crack back on, try and get this done. Now ideally I want to get it done today, but if not, it'll be up on Wednesday morning. But that's just unfortunately everything that's happened. So I'm going to come back with some Eupro grey, and the first thing I'm going to do is tidy this bit up. Just drop that across the top there, get rid of that. I don't think I did that much of a bad job considering I couldn't see what the hell I was doing, really. And the cloak is pretty good, considering I couldn't see. There's a little bit in there that I missed. This is this basing that was just getting to me because I couldn't see what I was doing or what I was meant to be doing. Just giving this a quick once over. It's a difficult model to paint in the sense that there's so much stuff on here. And getting to a little nitty gritty angles and everything else is a little bit difficult. Not impossible, just a little bit difficult. So look at the watches. The watches look actually pretty good. There's a few little bits that I missed here and there. Give myself a pat on the back, I think, because that's a job. That's not a bad job considering there was very little to no light I could see. One thing I need to do as well is get this. I've got these robes hanging off of him, and I want to get these banners. There's special things I'm going to be doing with these things afterwards. Right, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come in with some Screaming Skull, and I'm going to pick out the other side of the armour. You're not going to see me do all of this, just see me do bits of it, just to make sure I get everything. And the Screaming Skull's a bit watered down. I'm going to crack on with the rest of it anyway, the Screaming Skull, and I'll come back to you again. Right, so here's where I'm at now. I gave it skeleton a little bit of Screaming Skull. I've got to do the cloak on the skeleton with Youthful Grace of the Dead. Now, it looks messy, but I'll tidy it up afterwards. Yeah, so what I'm going to do now is going to come in with some Retributor armour, and I'm going to pick out all of the gold bits on the model, and there's a lot of things I'm going to do gold here. So I'm going to come in and do all those bits. I'm not sure what to do with his actual backpack here. It needs something done, but I'm not 100% sure what yet. If I should just split the colours on it and have it as I normally have them, or if I should just paint it gold or just leave it black, I'm not too sure yet. So I'm going to crack on and go through this model and just do all the bits that I think is going to be gold, painted that Rama colour, because there is going to be a lot on this model. There's so much detail on it. They also whacked some swimming skull on the purity seals there, so they're ready. And we're going to go off camera and do the rest of the Rama. Right, so here we are. Now, every so often I keep seeing, oh, I missed that bit with that colour, and I have to go back and just forgot to do the hand holding the shield, so I have to go back in and give that a little slap up. There's a purity seal hanging off the gun there that I didn't do the ribbons for. But as you can see, it's had a cut the coats of the screw skull as well, just on the little few bits that it needs. I think it's looking pretty good at the moment. I'm still not sure about his staff. I might go in with silver and do that with silver, or I might go in with some beaten copper or something like that. I'm not too sure on that yet. But on the whole, I'm absolutely delighted with this. Just tap it by his feet there, he's doing. Now I've got some Rhinox hide on the wet palette. I'm going to come in and get like his belt buckle. There's a belt going across his waist there, holding all his various different bits and pieces on. And this Rhinox hide will break up all that colour as well. He also has a gun pouch for his gun. Minus not getting the purity seal. The Watch in the Dark has a leather strap here that holds the sword. Sorry, I wandered off camera a little bit there. Too excited into this miniature. It's such a fantastic sculpt. I'm actually going to get the little ropes as well. Doesn't matter if I catch it on their robes. That's not going to matter too much. He's got a little thing dangling around his neck, which I'm going to have to get him with probably some gold, I think. Just make sure I've got all of this. I think he's looking absolutely fantastic so far. There's so much detail in the shield. We're really going to have to bring that out of that. So now I'm going to go back to the lead belcher, because I do need to give that a little touch of lead belcher along there to give it a metallic look. I think I am just going to do this with the lead belcher. This little medallion around his neck as well. I'll get this guy's medallion. Without knocking the camera, well done, good job. I think that looks absolutely, there's a little bit of something metal there, so I'm going to paint that silver. Now I'm going to come with some Mournfang brown, and I'm going to get the line that's hanging off his back. See how watered down that is. I don't want to get the claws hanging off the back of the lion's paws, but I do want to get the lion itself and the skin and all of those little bits. And we are almost at the stage of really going to town on this model now. This is almost all the base colours down. Of course, I just called the back of the backpack, didn't I? That's the state of the brush I'm using at the moment for base colouring. Absolutely dreadful brush. But it's getting all the good bits. It's all getting the base colours on. I always come back afterwards and just touch up here and there with certain colours. It's absolutely fantastic. I really love this model. I'm actually going to come with the Morphone brand around here, just to break up a little bit. It's going to be a little bit of a different colour down there. So I'm going to leave it to dry for a few minutes, and then we're going to come back with the first. Well, I'm probably going to give it a little bit of screaming skulls on the back of his shoulder pad here and a few little bits here and there. I'm going to come back with another colour as well, actually. Right, so I'm coming back with some white scars. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to run it in here and there. I'm not trying to do anything fancy here. I'm just want to get the raised areas, and if there's any creases along the place, just slap it along there as well. The other thing I want to do is get all of this trim. With their white scars also, and just sort of dry brush it over the top of the watches. I'm going to get the most raised points, including around the hood. My regulars will know what sort of idea what's coming. And as we're here, I'll just dry brush the skeleton. Get a good bit on his hood here. So it looks a mess at the moment. What the hell is he doing to this cloak? So my regulars will know. They would have a fair idea what's coming next. Everyone that's new, you're going to get a nice little easy treat here, nice little shocking treat. Give these bands a quick, whatever's left on the wet palette. Let it dry for a minute and then we're ready for the next stage. Right, so all the base colours down. Now we're going to come with some contrast paint. We'll start with rattling grime. I always say to you guys when you're doing things like this, start with the top piece, because then if it drifts down it's not going to ruin what's underneath. But I'm going against that today because I want to get this, that's still a little bit wet I think. So rattling grime, I'm going to come in and I wash down all of these tile pieces. I say wash down, you don't wash down with contrast paint, but I'm just painting them over the top. So rattling grime is a lovely dirty colour that just gives you the effect that you need on the ground. So you have that lovely colour straight away. Now we're going to come in and do the robes and cloaks. And of course, for that, I'm going to go with Eldari Emerald, my favourite contrast colour. It's such an amazing colour. Now, for everyone that's new, because we put the white scars over the top, when this dries, there's going to be already highlights on it without even having to do a single solitary thing because of that white scars. It absolutely makes life a hell of a lot easier. Now I'm going to go off camera and do the rest of this stuff on him. So before I show you where we're at with him, because of the watchers wearing robes as well, the skeleton on the floor has robes, and there's a few banners coming off or two little banner things coming off the one of the watchers. It's such a great opportunity to use different contrast colours and see how they interact with each other and everything else. But anyway, I'm going to go with Leviathan Blue, one of the watchers. And here we're at so far. As you can see, it's still wet. But I'm going to come in. This guy's the guy I'm going to get. Don't need to see me paint this guy up. I'm going to go off camera and finish him off. So now I'm going to come with some Dune Fire Magenta, and there's that dude. I'm going to whack the other dude with the Dune Fire, so it really does contrast out. Again, I'm only going to do a little bit on camera and then go off and do the rest of it, because you don't need to see me paint a little watcher with some contrast paint. Now I'm going with some Orc Flesh contrast paint, and it's going to be for the guy on the face. Just give me a green, but just a bit of a different colour green. Now for the banner, you decide what colour I'm going to do the banner. Right, I'm going to come with some dryad bark. I don't know how good this is going to be or not. I don't know. We'll soon find out. some on that wet palette. I think that's the wrong colour straight away. I think it's too dark. It's okay, it's not the end of the world. I think that is too dark. I think that is well too dark. The rest of it I think looks absolutely amazing. I think the colours are all just contrasting each other and everything's popping off at you, but I don't think that is the right colour there. Not the end of the world, because we can go for something else, a nice little bit of something else afterwards. The next thing I'm going to do is get some Druky Violet. Some people are going to say, what in the hell is this madman doing now? But I'm going to take Druky Violet and I'm going to wash all of the armour, all of the gold, especially on the shield, because there's so much detail in here. I want it to really pop off, and I think that purple is just going to give it such a nice. Now I'm not going to do the inside of the shield because there's no point in doing that, but this has so much detail in it. I want it to really pop off, even like the shoulder pads and stuff like that. All of this on his back. I'm going to crack on with the rest of that. So here we are, guys. I think it looks fantastic. Still a little bit wet, as you can see, but I think it looks absolutely fantastic so far. It's the only thing you have to be careful when you're doing contrast paint close is starting to pull down into one location. Now I can't rub that off because it'll just leave a smear, so I need to leave it to dry. As it dries, it'll be fine, but I just can't let it run off anymore. Now, something is still going to be going crazy over the purple wash. It's still a little bit wet, but I'm just going to make sure it doesn't pull into certain locations. Absolutely love that. It's fantastic. Right, so I actually have on the wet palette, I actually have some, what brown is that? Baylor brown. It's the first time I've ever used it. It's a weird look, it's like a mustardy type colour. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to water some down on the wet palette. I'm going to come in and I'm going to go over the top of all it. Oh, that's too wet. Too much paint, too wet. Spread that out a little bit. I'm going to sort of not wash it over, but I'm going to give it a nice little once over. Now it's a layer paint, so it will go on bright and dull itself down. Now what this is going to do is, should hopefully give me a nice sort of brighter colour of brown. I think a bit too much on the first part of the brush when I first put it on. Grandad do. Now whilst I'm here, I'm going to get some Lothern Blue, which has been on wet pad this whole time doing nothing, and I'm going to hit these purity seals. Some people are going to scream at me, why are you doing blue purity seals? This is the reason why. Because if I put the red purity seal on the red armour, it's going to look really weird. So if I go to the blue purity seal, it really pops off a lot easier, a lot more. There's loads of purity. This guy, as you would imagine, has so many purity seals. There's a couple here. Even that blue just pops off against the pink. I thought I saw some more. Where did I see some more? Did I see any more? On his gun, of course, on his gun. So that's that. Now I'm still not too happy about this dry hard bark on here. It's still a bit too dull for me. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to grab some white scars, put some on my tissue, and then come in and give that a dry brush once over, without knocking the camera again, of course. The white scars is a layer paint, so it will go on bright and dull soft hands. Don't panic about anything. Now, what am I going to do now? He looks like he's dry, so I'm going to give him a gentle dry brush. What the hell's wrong with that brush? This guy's still wet. Still going to see the wet on him. That Baylor brown looks like it's dry. What I'm going to do now. So everyone that's used this, that's regulars here will know this. But what I usually do is take a model to battle ready standard and then take it beyond by doing dry brushing, highlighting and washing and blah 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 blah, just to give it that extra little bit. Unfortunately, this guy's has so much detail on him. There's no need for me to take it beyond battle ready standard, because by the time I've painted him, he will be beyond that anyway. So instead of me showing you little sneaky tricks, I'm just doing the whole model. Now I'm going to come in with some more white scars on a different brush. This isn't a dry brush, this is just going to be a sort of a dry brush. So I want to try and get those claws. I'm actually going to bring a little bit of white scars in here. Onto the, you can't really notice, I don't think. Just been wanting to do some white scars on the swim skull for a while now, but I was never sure, and I was thinking to myself, if I do, then I've got to go through the whole lot and do the whole lot again, and I was screwed out. For me, this is going to be a very subtle highlight, but you'll probably only notice it if you was actually looking at him on the table face to face. And that's nice, I like that. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take some of that Baylor brown, let's get some water on that brush, water that down, and I'm going to mix it with some white scars. So I want to get a really, really lighter brown. Now what I'm going to do that colour is I'm going to come in again. I'm not going to get all of it, I'm going to get bits of it here and there. This is just to get a bit more detail to it, a bit more colour decoration in the brown. There's a little dude looking. It's looking almost dry. You can get ready for a dry brush soon. I'm going to come in with some skeleton horde now. Some people are going, what the hell is this guy's just going crazy with everything. I'm going to come in with some skeleton horde. And I'm not going to get too much on the brush. But you can take some off and put it on the wet palette. Now what I want to do is I want to come in, just run it down all of these beautiful bits and pieces, but not wash it on, just sort of tap it here and there, okay, to give me that look. This guy's looking absolutely fantastic. So now I'm going to come back in, take a little bit of white scars onto a bit of tissue, and this lovely little chap's going to get a little dry brush. So giving this a little dry brush, but just along, try and get along the edge. Oh, it's looking fantastic. It's looking absolutely fantastic. The only thing I'm a little bit annoyed with at the moment, that's still wet. It's not the end of the world. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in with some White Stacker Red. Those of you who don't know my chapter colours. Now White Stacker Red is a layer paint, so it will go and brighten itself down. What it's going to do for me is it's really going to highlight these areas nicely. Nice. Purple looks like it's almost dry. This guy's almost done. So the next thing that we're going to do, I'm going to come in with some more Retributor. I'm going to stick some on the brush first of all. I'm going to mix it with the white scars to give me like a really so about a helicopter going over the top. Really light gold. Take it off the brush into a bit of tissue. And now I'm going to dry brush it along the front here. Give me a sandy type look. Try and get on this guy a bit better. So what it's doing is the raised areas are going to give me a lighter gold. Keep knocking that bloody camera. I just realised that thing on his chest has a purity on it. Nice. I'll take care of that in a second. Shield is absolutely, I love it. And what I do to it next, you're going to go, wow. Taking it to an extreme level now. Let's grab that purity cell. What's I remember? Right, so there's one contrast colour that I use quite a lot on the channel, and I really like it as well, but I haven't used it so far. Now I am. Talizar Blue. Some people think, what is this man up to? And don't panic, I'm not at a point where I'm not stopping myself. I know what I'm going to do now. So the shield has some gems on it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some Talizar Blue onto those gems. Just to make them really stand out. I think I've got too much blue on the brush there. Blue might not have been the best colour for it, I think. I like it, I think it looks amazing. I'm going to try and get into these little star pieces here. To really make them pop up even more. Oh yeah, I think that's actually done the trick there. You got the blue from the pure silver, you got the blue from, wow. Is that everything? There's one more thing I'm going to do. Taking a little bit of white scars I have left that I haven't mixed up. And come in and just feather along the fur. Is that what it's called, feathering, when you do that? Not too best pleased about that, but I'm going to sort it out now. I'm going to come in with another favourite colour of mine. Sort this green out on the cloak because it's nice. I love it, but it's just where it's just pulled in that weird place, it looks a bit weird. I'm going to come in with some Niblick green. And the Niblick green is a dry paint for everyone does never use one before. It looks like that. It looks like sludge. It looks like, you know, but it's actually a really lovely colour, and it complements this colour really well. So I'm going to do it along the edge lines first of all. Now I'm going to just dry brush some on. Some underneath there, just in case there's any bits that I've missed, to make it all blend in nicely. As you can see, that cloak flowing off of him. Oh, I nearly broke the sword then. Oh, that would have been disastrous. That would have been an absolute blooper moment, I think, if I would have broke that sword. And there we have it, guys. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, we have Lionel Jonson finished. Absolutely, I'm very, very pleased with that. Absolutely love that model. Very pleased with the outcome, very pleased with the colours used. Very simple to paint. Now, if you're painting him and you want to paint him like a proper Dark Angel colour, then on his armor panels where I've done the corn red and the swimmer skull, you would do like Vulcan green, and then maybe come in with a lighter green sort of highlight, and then that could be Vulcan green mixed with a little bit of white scars on your wet palette, and then just go over it again like I did with the Wazdaka red. So you're not covering every single part of it, but you're covering most of it. Yeah, that's the Mr. Man done. So thank you everyone for voting. You know, every week it means a lot to me when you guys vote on what's to paint for next Monday. Sorry, it's actually coming up on Tuesday because of the power problem yesterday. There's a massive thank you to everyone again, you know, for watching and you know, following the channel for as long as you have. If you're seeing this for the first time and you're not subscribed to the channel, hit the subscribe button because it costs you absolutely nothing and helps the channel in a massive way. Turn your notifications on so you don't miss anything. Everyone smash the thumbs up button because that trigger YouTube share this video with more and more people and help this amazing community of you guys grow even more. And I hope from this video, I hope some people have seen this and inspired them to paint their own one up, or just giving them some ideas for things to do with, you know, different colour combinations and stuff like that I've done. Guys, thank you all for watching. I'm going to bring you down and show you some pretty pictures, but until next time, take it easy, guys.